Right now on News 3 this morning, Saturday, the clash at the border. Officials still waiting on guidance on how to reunite the more than 2,300 kids with their parents. Plus, a history-making step in the fight for equality halfway across the world. Women will soon be able to go behind the wheel. Why this one change is expected to change the lives of many. And it's time to shake the lake. The annual festivities and fireworks return tonight. The road closures and changes happening on the water you should know about before you head downtown.
This is News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
And a very good morning to you, and thanks for joining us for News 3 This Morning, Saturday. It is June 23rd. I'm Josh Breiter with meteorologist Chris Reese. And Chris, finally, some nice weather for the weekend. I feel like we've been kind of drowning in this rain this week.
That's right. As promised for the last several days, the sun will come out tomorrow, but today is that day already. We're tracking the sunrise outside right now. There's a little bit of some cloud cover mixed in, but you see the sun rising on the horizon there. We're going to shake this cloud cover as we go through the rest of the afternoon. It's a little batch lingering from yesterday, but it's working its way on out of town. No rain falling from these clouds here. Some very light showers over portions of northern Illinois, but you really have to go pretty far to get in on some sustainable rain. That's all the way towards northeastern Michigan, just to the northeast of Saginaw, but that's even moving out of the state of Michigan. Temperature-wise, we are in the upper 50s right now, 60s around as you work your way just to the south, but pretty much everyone is in the 50s and 60s. That's where you're going to start this morning. As we go through the rest of the day, temperatures will begin to warm up. By the time we get you towards lunchtime, it'll be the low and mid 70s. This afternoon, mid and upper 70s to near 80 degrees. As you work your way north, oddly enough, that's where temperatures will likely be warmer. Rylander could see a high today around 82 degrees, but sunshine. We will get the cloud cover out of here. Sunshine will be the picture as we go pretty much throughout your day, so that's good news. Speaking of good news, traffic is moving smoothly right now. The only real slowdown is between Raymond Road and the Beltline on Verona Road with that construction project that's going to be going on for quite some time. At this point, I think everyone's used to the slowdown that we are expecting there. Downtown for the farmers market that will be happening later on this morning. So far, all does look good. No major slowdowns.
All right, good news.
Yes, it is. It's a good Saturday morning, Josh.
It certainly is.
Yep.
All right, Chris, thank you. New this morning, deputies have arrested 7 people in 3 stolen cars. It happened just after 6 o'clock last night. The Dane County Sheriff's Office was led on a high-speed chase on CTHB in the town of Christiana. Officials were trying to pull over a speeding car. That car ended up in a ditch when the 3 people inside started running away. Police eventually caught the suspects along with 2 other suspicious vehicles nearby. The vehicles were confirmed stolen by the Madison and Fitchburg police departments. 6 of the suspects arrested are minors. 18-year-old Cameron Barber Smith of Madison was arrested for felony eluding, trespassing, and burglary, among other counts. Right now, the Middleton Police Department is reminding people to lock your car doors even when the car is in the driveway and keep your garage closed. Police say they've received several reports of thefts from vehicles and residential burglaries in the Hidden Oaks subdivision. No forced entry was used in any of the cases. In some of the cases, though, thieves targeted unlocked car doors to get access to garage door openers. Continuing coverage of that trial that got national attention and is now sparking national outrage. After learning Alec Cook will spend just 3 years in prison for the sexual assault of multiple UW-Madison students, many in the community are upset, wishing he got more time. The Rape Crisis Center says this could cause other victims of sexual assault to not come forward after seeing 11 women share their difficult stories with the judge and watch their abuser not get the punishment they believe he deserved.
Because we know that so few people do serve any time, you know, we've come to expect this, and this is what we prepare victims for. But we hope that we have evolved as a society and that this judge would have evolved as a human being.
Officials say after seeing such a short sentence handed out, some sexual assault victims will think there's just no point in coming forward, but she's hopeful others may think their case can be the first where justice is truly served. Right now, cybersecurity seems to be at the top of the mind for many, and UW students are no exception. Last week, UW-Madison students received a phishing email claiming to be from Chancellor Rebecca Blank. UW cybersecurity experts deem the scam sophisticated enough to warrant a warning to all students, reading that the fish whose subject line was "attention required" should be deleted immediately. According to UW experts, this latest scam represents a pattern in phishing attacks.
It's really on the rise, and it's really increasing in complexity and sophistication. So just keeping it forefront in their mind, you know, kind of those things where if it's an offer that sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
More than 300 students reported the email as malicious. The university says it will continue its efforts to raise awareness about phishing. Developing this morning, Health and Human Services is still waiting on guidance on how to reunite the more than 2,300 kids taken away from their parents at the border. Parents are still desperately trying to track down their children wherever they may be. Ed Lavandera reports.
You're going to have a lot of happy people.
The day after President Trump signed an executive order billed as a plan to stop the separation of undocumented immigrant families.
I'm directing HHS, DHS, and DOJ to work together to keep illegal immigrant families together during the immigration process and to reunite these previously separated groups.
Rochelle Garza, an immigration lawyer in Brownsville, Texas, says she's still trying to make sense of it all.
The order doesn't reunify my client with his daughter. It doesn't speak to reunifying any of the parents with their children.
Garza represents one Central American father who was separated from his daughter in early June. More than 2,300 children have been separated from their families since the Trump administration rolled out the zero-tolerance policy in early May.
If you are smuggling a child, then we will prosecute you. And that child may be separated from you as required by law.
The confusion is rampant. This group of almost 20 undocumented immigrants were shuttled in and out of the federal courthouse to face the misdemeanor charge of illegal entry. This image has become a daily routine at this courthouse for several weeks now. But public defenders told them prosecutors dismissed their cases and the group was taken out of the courthouse. A few hours later, with little explanation, prosecutors insisted the charges were never dismissed.
I think it's a direct result of what's going on with our administration, that they're changing things on the fly.
But Rochelle Garza says the reality on the border is much darker.
The damage is done, and all we're trying to do right now is pick up the pieces and see how we can connect these parents with their children.
Despite the executive order to end family separations, there are reports that the Department of Defense is preparing to house up to 20,000 unaccompanied children at military bases. The European Union is slapping new taxes on billions of dollars worth of U.S. goods in retaliation for President Trump's steep tariffs on European steel and aluminum. The new 25% import duty targets products made in Republican strongholds, including orange juice from Florida and bourbon from Kentucky. America's iconic Harley-Davidson motorcycles are also being hit. Now President Trump says he is threatening to slap a 20% tariff on cars from the European Union. History will be made tomorrow when Saudi Arabia will end the world's only ban on women drivers. For the first time ever, women will be able to drive themselves legally through the ultra-conservative country's streets. The move comes as part of a sweeping social and economic reforms known as the Vision 2030. The end of the ban will allow more women to join the workforce. Until now, many Saudi women have had to employ male drivers, something that eats into their salaries. In France, Parisians now have a new way to get around starting today. They'll be able to rent out electric standing scooters to ride to and from work. This comes after California-based bicycle sharing service Lime launched its fleet in the French capital. Users can find and unlock the scooters with a mobile phone and leave them anywhere after they ride. It will only cost €1, equivalent to $1.60, plus an additional 20 cents per minute. The scooters only go about 15 miles an hour and will be picked up every night for recharging and repairs. Back here at home, we are now just hours away from the annual Shake the Lake. For the 4th year, it will happen downtown between Broome and Blair Streets. The free event starts at 5 and will feature live music, food, and family activities. It will conclude with the Festival Foods fireworks show on Lake Monona tonight at 10.
This is really a community event. We do this for the city of Madison, and we're honored to be part of the team that puts on one of the state's largest fireworks show, and even more proud to make this a free event for our community.
Also a note for boaters on Lake Monona. With high water levels right now, there is currently a 24-hour slow no-wake zone. As usual, Shake the Lake is sure to shake up some traffic. John Nolan Drive will be closed from South Broome Street to South Blair Street starting at 6 a.m. and that closure will go until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Traffic will remain open on South Broome Street as well as on East Wilson and Willie Street during the day, but the closure will expand to the area between South Broome and Olin Avenue between 9:45 and 10:45 tonight during the fireworks show. 5:10 this Saturday morning. We've dealt with rain much of the week, but finally some good news in the forecast. Just how long we can expect that sunshine to stick around. Chris will have that forecast next. And fighting against storm-related scams, a rainy week has left thousands of people across the state with damage. How you can make sure you're not getting ripped off. This is News 3 this morning, Saturday.
Good Saturday morning to all of you out there. I hope you're enjoying the day. The good news is today is the day that the sunshine does return to the picture. The first Saturday in a long time that we're not expecting any kind of rain whatsoever here in south central Wisconsin. The thing is, it's cloudy right now. These clouds are lingering from last night and all the cloud cover that we did have around yesterday, but they should be pulling out of here. Temperature-wise, we are in the upper 50s right now. Dew points are also in those mid-50s, so the air is a lot drier than it has been in previous weekends. It actually feels kind of good and a little bit chilly out here, oddly enough. Winds are on the calm side of things right now. No rainfall coming out of those clouds. Any showers are really across northern Illinois, but sustainable showers are far away from here. Those are over eastern Michigan right now. The entire region within the 500-mile span should be dry today. Now, if you are looking for some sunshine, just look to the eastern horizon. Here's a live look from the WISC-TV camera. You see that red sunrise that we do have coming into the picture. Those clouds really beginning to break up. They'll continue to do so as we go through the rest of the day. Temperatures are starting out in the mid and upper 50s for a lot of folks. Some places where there were clear skies last night actually managed to fall into the 40s under that northerly wind. Black River Falls at 49 degrees right now, 60s as you work your way over towards the Mississippi River Valley. We'll watch our temperatures rise towards 74 as we get you towards lunchtime into the afternoon. Temperatures should reach the upper 70s and lower 80s for a lot of folks. Janesville should see 80 degrees, but we will see some clouds begin to move back in the late afternoon and evening. No needs to really worry about those. Even that cloud cover should clear out by the time we get you towards tomorrow morning. A northerly wind that we do have out there right now. We'll watch that northerly wind become more easterly into Sunday. Sunday actually does both a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm, mainly across the west, and then clouds really begin to move in ahead of a bigger rain chance that will arrive as we get you towards next week. Temperatures do rise once again towards the end of the next 10 days, so towards next weekend we could be seeing more in the way of heat and humidity. 56 to 74 degrees this morning, partly sunny and pleasant. Then by this afternoon, 79 degrees, so we'll be a whole lot milder. 80s do return to the picture as we get you towards Sunday with the slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, mid and upper 80s towards the end of next week.
Well, Chris, I think I can speak for a lot of folks in saying that sunshine is going to be very welcome today.
It is going to be so welcome today. You know, last weekend I said I was staying inside on that couch because it was hot. This weekend, I'm getting outdoors.
Get outdoors, shake that leg, Chris. How about
Absolutely.
That? All right, Chris, thank you. 5:16 is your time, and after a long rainy week, flooding is leaving a mess for people across the state. But if you're looking for help cleaning up that storm damage, DATCP says be skeptical of these quote-unquote storm chasers going door-to-door with aggressive sales tactics. If you are in need of repairs, here's what you should be asking of your contractors, who they're subcontracting with, if you can get lien waivers, along with a written contract with dates and warranty information. Also check with a building inspector first to make sure you don't need a permit, and get a copy of their certificate of liability insurance. 5:17 now. A new land at a popular Disney park welcomes crowds for the first time today. And we're getting a first look at some holiday films. Plus, there are several shows and movies you should find time for this weekend. Will's here with your 3 things to watch. That's just ahead on News 3 This Morning, Saturday. Welcome back to News 3 This Morning, Saturday. Kids and Disney lovers alike will get to enjoy a new land starting today. Disney California Adventure officially opens Pixar Pier to the public. The biggest new attraction is the Incredicoaster, a retheming of the coaster formerly known as California Screamin'. With 6,000 feet of track, the coaster is the longest at the Disneyland Resort. The land also features rides, food options, and shows based on Toy Story and The Little Mermaid. The largest movie chain in America, AMC, has unveiled a $20 a month subscription service that rivals MoviePass. Subscribers would be able to see up to 3 movies a week, including IMAX and 3D films. MoviePass limits its subscribers to 1 2D movie a day. AMC says it will continue to accept MoviePass at all of its locations.
Joe is a genius.
Vertical Entertainment announced it will release its film Billionaire Boys Club, starring Kevin Spacey this summer. Spacey was accused of sexual misconduct last fall and was subsequently erased from the film All the Money in the World, and Netflix canceled the Spacey-led show House of Cards. Billionaire Boys Club was shot more than 2 years ago. Vertical Entertainment says it doesn't condone sexual harassment, but felt the rest of the cast and crew deserved to have their film reach audiences. 5:22 this morning. It's the first weekend of summer, and our Will Loper's picks this week couldn't be more fitting. Here he is now with your 3 things to watch.
Hey there, Amanda. This weekend, get out the tissues for a tear-jerker of a romance, a movie celebrating today's holiday, and a film that perfectly encapsulates summer.
I have a severe sensitivity to sunlight. Doctor appointments became a part of my routine.
Now available on home video is Midnight Sun.
So I'll keep
Hey.
What should I have said? Hey, I'm Katie Price. I've watched you outside my window for the past 10 years, and I've been in love with you, stalking you every minute.
This is what Taylor Swift does. She has awkward interactions with boys, and then she just writes amazing songs about it.
Bella Thorne stars as Katie, who suffers from a disease that affects her ability to have a romance with Arnold Schwarzenegger's son.
I am not comfortable with him not knowing.
I'm going to. I just need a little longer of being someone more than just a disease.
This isn't something you can just not tell me.
I'm so sorry.
But we're not the couple who doesn't try.
Midnight Sun is available to rent or buy everywhere now.
Don't want a never-ending life.
I probably have 250 plus typewriters in my collection, and I would say that 90% of them are in perfect working order.
To celebrate National Typewriter Day, check out California Typewriter, streaming on Amazon Prime now.
I was having this rebellious moment, this feeling of being sick of the digital world, how intrusive it is. I went to my typewriter and wrote down a manifesto.
The film is a love letter to that device we used to clack on before computers, and some still do.
When I take the typewriters apart, I see people, I see us in them.
California Typewriter is available to stream on Amazon now.
We choose the real over representation, the physical over the digital, the self-sufficient over the efficient. The revolution will be typewritten.
Duncan, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think you are?
A 6.
I think you're a 3.
Finally, if you can't get outside to a water park this weekend, just watch a movie about one instead.
There's a message in the skies and in the streets.
Heads up, buddy. You need to wear that.
Mom, why do I have to wear this? Nobody else does.
Sexier, huh?
Something like that.
It's like spring break for adults.
The Way, Way Back is about a boy who's going through his parents' divorce and spends the summer hanging out at a water park.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. You're having way too much fun. It's making everyone uncomfortable. Wow! I'm just kidding. That wasn't even my best stuff. Come on.
The Way, Way Back is available to rent or buy everywhere now.
You got a hell of a kid here.
If they put a water slide in a movie theater, that's where I'd spend my entire summer. Those are the 3 things you need to watch, and this is Will Loper for News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
This guy's got nothing to lose.
At your service, mademoiselle.
2 new films for the holiday season have released their first trailers. Creed 2 brings Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone together again as Adonis Creed and Rocky Balboa. And Steve Carell stars in Welcome to Marwin. He plays a photographer who is attacked and left brain damage, so he creates a mini World War II village in his yard to help him heal. Both films hit theaters Thanksgiving weekend. And from movies to music, one of Elvis Presley's private jets is up for auction again. Here's the catch. The abandoned rust-ridden aircraft has been sitting on a New Mexico runway for 36 years and needs a lot of work. For starters, well, it can't start. There's no engine. Also, the customized aircraft's cockpit is a mess and the plush velvet seats are worn. It reached a price of $430,000 at auction last year, but the buyer apparently balked at the massive scope of the repairs needed. Online auction site Iron Planet is now accepting bids through July 27th. 5:26 is your time. Still to come on News 3 This Morning Saturday, a look at today's top stories, plus what you need to know before heading to Shake the Lake tonight. And Striker's tournament is hitting its stride. The Wisconsin native is in Madison this weekend raising millions for local charities. The event has a new charitable partner this year, the personal connection a popular badger has to birdies for Alzheimer's. That's ahead. Right now, thousands of people are expected in Madison this weekend to take in the American Family Championship. How you can make an impact for people suffering from Alzheimer's and enjoy the tourney at the same time.
This is News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Good morning and welcome to News 3 This Morning, Saturday. It is 5:30 on this June 23rd. I'm Josh Spreiter. Chris will join us in a moment with your forecast, but first let's get you caught up on today's headlines. 7 people are in custody this morning after stealing 3 cars and taking deputies on a high-speed chase. It happened on CTHB in the town of Christiana when deputies tried to pull over a speeding car. Dane County officials say that car ended up in a ditch and the 3 people inside started running away. Officials eventually caught the suspects along with the 2 other suspicious vehicles nearby. The vehicles were confirmed stolen by the Madison and Fitchburg police departments. 6 of the suspects arrested were minors. 18-year-old Cameron Barber Smith of Madison was arrested for felony eluding, trespassing, and burglary, among other counts. After learning Alec Cook will spend just 3 years in prison for the sexual assaults of multiple UW-Madison students, many in the community are upset, wishing he got more time. The Rape Crisis Center says this could cause other victims of sexual assault to not come forward after seeing 11 women share their difficult stories with the judge and watch their abuser not get the punishment they believe he deserved. Adding that after this hearing, this verdict, some sexual assault victims will think there's just no point in coming forward. You could soon see higher prices on a variety of products after the European Union slapped new taxes on billions of dollars worth of U.S. goods. The move is in retaliation for President Trump's steep tariffs on European steel and aluminum. The new 25% import duty targets products made in the Republican strongholds, including orange juice from Florida and bourbon from Kentucky. America's iconic Harley-Davidson motorcycles are also being hit. Now President Trump says he is threatening to slap a 20% tariff on cars from the European Union. We are just hours away now from the annual Shake the Lake event. For the 4th year, it will happen downtown between Broome and Blair Streets. It is a free event and it starts at 5 o'clock, featuring live music, food, and family activities. It will conclude with the Festival Foods fireworks show on Lake Monona at 10 o'clock tonight. And also this note for boaters on Lake Monona: with the high water levels right now, a 24-hour slow no wake zone is now in effect. And of course, everyone's looking at that forecast for the big Shake the Lake. Chris, how's it looking?
It looks great, Josh. That's the good news. We've promised that sunshine coming out today, and that's exactly what it is trying to do right now. Sunshine as fiery red as Annie's red hair. Some clouds starting to thin out, but they are around. They're left over from yesterday. We'll get those out of here. No rain coming out of those clouds right now. So far, Doppler track is clear. Any rain is well to our east over eastern Michigan right now. Temperature-wise, we're pretty cool this morning. Starting out in the upper 50s, some places, in the 40s. Rylander at 44 degrees. Here in Madison, we are sitting at 59. Temperatures will rise towards 74 by the time we get you towards lunchtime. Then into the early afternoon and evening, we'll see those highs right around 79 degrees. You work your way to the north where they have a little bit more sunshine and solar radiation this morning. You'll see your temperatures reaching the 80-degree mark. But still, sunshine is the name of the game for your Saturday once we get the clouds that are lingering right now on out of here. In terms of first alert traffic, everything does look good. We are getting word of an incident downtown at 151 and Washington. It's not showing up on the map, but that's expected to take about 2 hours to clear. That came in around an hour ago. Otherwise, traffic looks good. If you're headed pretty much anywhere along that belt line towards downtown, it should take you about your normal drive times. Josh.
All right, Chris, thank you. Right now, construction has been stopped on Highway PD this weekend as thousands of people come to University Ridge Golf Course for the AmFam Golf Tournament. The tournament is hosted by Edgerton native Steve Stricker. Pros like Jerry Kelly and Fred Couples have returned to University Ridge as well. More than 50,000 people have come out for the last 2 years of the tournament. It takes another 1,200 volunteers to run the event, including Steve Stricker and his wife, Nikki.
The entire state calls Steve and Nikki one of their own. We love being a partner with them. Not only are they great brand ambassadors for American Family Insurance, but they're great mentors to our entire tournament team. They've been on the PGA Tour a long time, both Steve and Nikki, and they're able to share their insights on how to run a great PGA Tour event, but more importantly, how to be good citizens of our community and really support our philanthropic efforts.
In its first 2 years, the tournament raised $2.7 million for more than 100 local charities.
It's been very exciting for us to see the growth in this tournament, and I can't say enough about our community standing and getting behind this event and supporting it the way they do. So it's very special to be and see and take part of all this.
He'll be certainly a big force this week. Playing in front of your home crowd is always a thrill. I know that playing at home in Germany in the past, and you want to do well, and you want to show how good you are in front of your home fans.
Stricker's wife, Nikki, is his caddy this weekend, and Nikki's brother, Mario Tiziani, is caddying for defending AmFam champion Fred Couples. This year, the tournament has a new charitable partner, Birdies to End Alzheimer's. Paul Braun was the longtime voice of Badger hockey, and to him, this endeavor is very personal. Melissa Kim has the story.
You know the voice.
I'm Paul Braun, so long for now, from Madison.
But behind that voice is a love story between Paul and Karen, or KK, and the outdoors.
Those are the times when we had the most fun time together.
But after she turned 59, something changed and kept changing.
We set it up to take her fishing, and after about 5 minutes, it became evident she didn't know how to hold a rod and she didn't know how to reel it in. That's how much of a change there was.
Karen spent the final 8 years of her life battling early onset Alzheimer's. Paul took care of her, all on his own, for 5 years.
It was the right thing to do. It was for better or worse, in sickness and in health, until death do us part.
Until one night,
all of a sudden she started screaming in front of the mirror, "Get that blankety blank woman out of the house." She starts pounding on the glass over there. And I went over to grab her to stop her from doing that. And then she pushed me away and said, "You're trying to hurt me, you're trying to hurt me."
Paul then realized he had to break a promise to KK, one that hurt him, that they would never leave each other's side.
The most difficult thing I've ever had to do in my life was to place her in that facility and turn around and walk out the door. The last 4 months of her life, I'd sit with her and she'd look at me and she'd say, "Is Paul coming?"
Karen passed away on October 2nd, 2015. And now Paul and his longtime friend, Dennis Tiziani, they're spreading love to other families dealing with Alzheimer's because they need it.
That I just don't think that a lot of people are getting behind that, or they're being honest with how they really feel about it, because it is, you know, my wife or my husband has this and she's lost it, or he's lost it.
So they're changing that. For the first time at this year's American Family Insurance Championship, you can pledge as little as a dime for every birdie hit in the tournament. 100% of the proceeds will go towards research right here at UW.
Thank you to the people that have contributed. If you haven't and you'd like to become part of it, you still have time.
So that the ending to this story and thousands of others like it will still have lots of love. In Madison, Melissa Kim, News 3 Sports.
The American Family Insurance Championship is open to the public today and tomorrow. Adult admission tickets cost $25. Kids and members of the military get in for free. 5:38 is your time. People across the area are hoping for clear weather tonight as crowds head out to shake the lake. Chris shares an update on tonight's forecast coming up. And putting the T in Independence, the event getting a jump start on 4th of July festivities by spotlighting local businesses. How you can get involved this weekend. The news is back in the morning right here on News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
It's Saturday morning. Do your happy dance. We are expecting sunshine for your weekend. That is good news. Temperature-wise, everyone tops out in the upper 80s or upper 70s to near 80 degrees today. You work your way back to the west, temperatures will range from the upper 70s to about 80. And then across the northern zones, temperatures a little bit warmer as they will see a bit more sunshine today. But still the upper 70s and the low 80s is the name of the game underneath all of that sunshine. We do have clouds around right now. That should be clearing out as we go through the morning. Temperatures are in the 50s, 70s by lunchtime, upper 70s as we get you towards 4 o'clock. Enjoy this weekend because the heat and the humidity comes back towards next weekend. So while it's cooler, while it's nicer, take the opportunity to get outdoors if you can. Josh.
All right, Chris, thank you. Local and county leaders are kicking off an annual campaign this weekend, encouraging more people to shop local. Monroe Street, where businesses have been taking a big hit because of ongoing construction, is serving as the kickoff location for Independence Week. It's an annual event to celebrate locally owned businesses in Madison, Dane County, and South Central Wisconsin. Dane Buy Local sponsors the week, calling it a great way to invest in the local community. If you're heading down to Monroe Street this weekend, you can also play their new game of Business Bingo. 5:43 is your time. Looking for something to do this weekend? Well, we've got you covered. From the 70s rewind to a jump start on the 4th of July festivities, you can bring the whole family to a range of events. Your Weekend 608 is next. But first, if you have a little kid turning 3 soon, please let us know so we can show their picture on TV. Here's a look at who's 3 today.
Look who
Good Saturday morning to all of you. We are tracking sunshine back into the picture. We do at least have a little bit of cloud cover out there right now. We can see a lot of that showing up on our sky camera, and that will eventually clear on out of here. Here's a live look at downtown right now, and we'll see more sunshine returning into the picture as we go through the next couple of hours here. It's just going to take a moment to get that sunshine out. Temperatures at 59 degrees right now. Winds are calm, and you do see that the dew points are in the mid-50s as of now, so it feels a whole lot better than it has in previous weekends. No rainfall coming out of the cloud cover that we have out there right now. Most of any kind of sprinkle or rain activity, that's going to be well to our east. Decent rain showers across northeastern Michigan right now. Even that's falling apart. The region of low pressure responsible, weakening, and also moving on out of here. Speaking of weakening, the cloud cover is thinning on out this morning. The sun will come out. We've actually had a beautiful sunrise at points, although the sun covered by the cloud cover out there as of now. Speaking of right now, temperatures are in the upper 50s and lower 60s for some. 40s did show up earlier, but with the sun rising, temperatures are starting to all rise. Black River Falls now at 51 degrees. As we go through the morning, we'll see 74 by the time we get you towards lunchtime. Then this afternoon, 79 under that sunny sky. Some cloud cover may try to filter in again later tonight. No rain is expected. Temperatures will fall into the lower 60s by the time we get you towards tomorrow morning. So that low pressure system to our east now, winds coming out of the north. That's keeping the air a little drier. But watch what happens as we get you towards Sunday. You have an easterly wind now. This is ahead of a warm front coming in, and that's going to mean more rain chances that will arrive as we get you into Monday. So we will keep a very close eye on that, as that could mean additional chances for showers and thunderstorms. But this afternoon, 79 degrees will be your high. 80s return by the time we get you towards Sunday. Those rain chances arrive Monday night and into Tuesday, with temperatures staying in the 80s. It's 86 by Thursday, upper 80s by the time we get you towards Friday, and those could be the leading edge of another big warm-up coming into the picture by next weekend. Close to 90 again.
You know, I'll take 70s and sunshine. I think
so will I.
Especially after all that rain this week.
Yeah, that's right. And honestly, just enjoy this weekend as best as you can. Compared to previous weekends, this is a real winner.
All right, Chris.
No problem.
Well, we've been asking you to talk about the weekend here, and it's the weekend in the 608.
And while the AmFam Championship is expected to draw big crowds, there are plenty of other events hoping to do the same.
It's the fourth celebration before the fourth. Who's ready to shake the lake? Bring the family to John Nolan Drive for fun from 5 until 11 tonight. The Jayhawks and the Verve Pipe headline the festival, while there are plenty of local acts too. The kids will love the petting zoo, aerial acrobats, and don't try this at home, kiddos. Human Cannonball David the Bullet Smith will perform. And the grand finale at 10 p.m., fireworks over Lake Monona.
Looks like an absolute great time there. Now let's rewind back to the early 70s for this one. Does Conjunction Junction, What's Your Function, ring a bell? Well, Schoolhouse Rock, the educational music TV show all about grammar, math, and science, will be staged by the Sun Prairie Civic Center for 2 consecutive weekends. The musical, inspired by the Saturday morning cartoons, follows a new and nervous teacher as he tries to win over his students. The musical includes all of your favorite songs. That's tonight at 7 and Sunday at 2 at the Sun Prairie High School Performing Arts Center.
And if you're looking for something to do this weekend that will last you longer than a day, you can head to the Dane County Humane Society and pick up yourself a cat. Catapalooza starts today and will run through June 29th. The Humane Society is offering discounted adoption fees as it celebrates Adopt a Cat Month. Cats of all ages will be available at Dane County Humane Society's main shelter, Adoption Center West, or at one of the 3 adoption events at Mounds Pet Food Warehouse in Fitchburg. Adult and senior cats will be available for $10 and kittens will be $75.
And as always, pick up a copy of this month's Madison magazine for the best of the Madison area.
Catapalooza. I wonder where they come up with those names.
These names are really cracking me up this morning.
Oh, good way to start your Saturday.
Yep.
All right, 5:51 is your time. A full hour of News 3 ahead coming up at 8 o'clock this morning and tonight at 6 and 10. How the city of Madison is working to add more female firefighters to its ranks, as only 7% of the country's more than 1 million firefighters are women. But first, Lighting the Way, a big city's latest project of public art project, illuminated an important but often overlooked issue. what it's like to live with visual impairments next on News 3 This Morning, Saturday. Welcome back to News 3 This Morning, Saturday. Right now, a new public art display is rising in the city of Chicago, illuminating an important conversation.
The idea for the display came from the Chicago Lighthouse, an organization that serves the disabled, blind, and visually impaired. Charlie Del Mar reports.
Just as the Chicago Harbor Lighthouse serves as a warning to boaters,
the title of the lighthouse is Boundless.
51 new colorful lighthouses along Michigan Avenue are also sending a message, one of inclusion and access for those living with disabilities.
Obviously, I could personally relate to it right away because of my own disability.
Pooja Petit lives with muscular dystrophy.
You just see big, broad strokes of paint.
She's one of more than 100 artists selected for the installation. Nearly half of the talented artists live with disabilities.
I'm so glad that I did it.
And in a city that doesn't seem to stop for much, these carefully crafted sculptures are getting people of all ages to pause, think, and maybe start a conversation.
Seeing positive, joyful, happy responses is even more amazing.
Like any gifted individual in the world with a talent to share, they've been given this opportunity to share it with the public.
This took you how long?
4 days with no sleep.
Hamza Muhammad, or Enzo, painted this lighthouse.
I don't use the label as far as a disability. I use it as a superpower.
The power of a paintbrush, wiping away any misconceptions of the word disability.
For me, it means mission accomplished.
And the display will run through August 11th, and then they will be up for auction with the money going toward the Lighthouse Chicago. If you're visiting Chicago, you can use a free app to actually take a self-guided walking tour and hear from the artist and talk through their piece.
That's pretty cool.
There.
I know. Might have to take a trip to Chicago for that. Speaking of taking trips, your travel forecast looks like this. Showers and thunderstorms across the northern and central plains and up through the north and east. If you're working to the desert southwest, it's hot, but that's to be expected. Sunshine working your way to the northwest as well. Temperatures on the cooler side of things. Here in Madison this morning, we'll watch our temperatures rising from 56 to 74 degrees. We do have some cloud cover out there, but that'll be thinning out as we go through the morning. Overall, things will certainly be on the pleasant side. Milder into the afternoon, temperatures right around 79 degrees for those highs. Some folks, especially in the north, could see highs right around 80 degrees. 80s return for everyone as we get you towards Sunday with a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm arriving in the evening. Monday evening as well, we do have early chances for showers and thunderstorms before widespread showers and thunderstorms return on Tuesday. That's what's keeping us in the 70s. The temperatures then ramp up towards next weekend.
We'll enjoy this weekend then.
Yep.
All right, Chris, thank you. We'll see you back here in about 30 minutes. CBS This Morning Saturday is next.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.